Hello, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Get Into It with me, the beard, Shady B,
Yes,
the wig,
the best beard,
the best one,
the best beard.
and the wig, Mace
Yes,
Monroe.
yes, the beard and the wig is here. We popping up, Pat.
I don't know. It seems like when I get drunk, I can't remember which one it is, Mace, Marrow, or
Just call me Mace. We gonna just go with Mace because that'd be too much.
I keep wanting to say Monroe. I keep wanting to say that. So that's what the problem is. But how have you been today?
I've been well. The allergies is trying to kick my butt a little bit, but other than that, I've been pretty good.
I told you what to do. Get that Zyrtec. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna get that Zyrtec tomorrow morning.
I'm someone who has really, really bad. So the Zyrtec really, really helps me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it tomorrow. As soon as I drop my daughter off to school, I'm heading to the Rite Aid.
Because I don't play, because I don't know how it gets in New York, but down here, allergy season is off the chain.
I don't know. I started getting allergies when I got older. Like I never had no sinus issues and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And soon, like after 30, like nose clogging up, ears, like I'm like, ooh, I'm falling apart.
Well, you can develop later in life. You know that.
Yeah, because I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm an old dog. I need to, just moisturize. I gotta keep it moisturized.
But I have a little bit of allergies than being with the cold or anything like that. So I'll just go on and take my little medication and be done with it.
Yeah, I just hate the running nose and the eyes tearing. I try to put on eyelashes. Eyelashes end up on my cheekbone because my eyes is always tearing. Like I just forget it. Just stop.
I want to say hey to the people that I already see in the chat. Jay Rucker, Cleopatra.
Hey, Jay Rucker.
Ebony M. Thank y'all for showing up. Even
Ebony
though we just really just be.
I got lean and I can't see.
We just be spontaneous with it. I posted this like maybe an hour ago, but I told y'all when we go do this every week, we gonna stick to the schedule.
Yeah, we're gonna stick to the schedule. We be here between 8:30 and 8:45. So when you see it, we just popping up.
Color people time. It say 8:30, but we might be there about 8:40, 8:50. So we do the best we can. We also are reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville for y'all who don't know on Mondays at the same time 8:30 Eastern, and we're still reviewing Candy Show with the House of Princess on Tuesdays at 9:30. So we've been pretty booked, booked and busy lately.
Yeah, and I'm ready to get into that African show.
Yeah. I want to sit down. Like I'm gonna get into it really this weekend. I like to sit down and watch.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have time this weekend to take care of that. So that's something I'll get more into and find out what's really going on with them. So the first thing we want to talk about our serious topics first.
Yeah, let's get the sad news out the way.
Yeah, let's talk about LaShawn Pace. She is a renowned Atlanta-born gospel singer who recently passed. She was 60 years old, and and also she was inducted to the Christian Hall of Fame in 2007.
Yeah,
and she has many awards. Her latest, her latest song went viral recently. "Act Like You Know." That was her. I can't play it here.
Actually, she comes from a big family of gospel singers, the Pace sisters.
The Pace sisters, and fun fact, I'm loosely related to them.
Wow.
My cousin
married. Is that why you can hit that Candace note so good?
Huh?
You can hit that Candace note so good?
It runs in the family.
That's that Pace blood, yes.
We're not first cousins, but we might be cousins.
Like I know what you're talking about, but you in there.
We in there somewhere, but we're not closely related, so I'm not gonna say that, but loosely. So I'm sending my condolences out to the Pace.
Well, definitely. We send our prayers and our thoughts to the Pace family. It's terrible.
And finding out that she also was dealing with cancer, and she had a ruptured esophagus. So I don't know if she was dealing with the same thing Traci was dealing with, because her cause of death wasn't released yet. but they said she did suffer from cancer. So we lose another person to cancer. So every time I hear that word,
this cancer is horrible.
It's really like, I feel like out of all the things that you really need to be looking to find a cure for is cancer, because it's really sad to see people go through it and deteriorate and lose themselves and lose their life.
And it's so sad. Like you got to go to the doctor too, because sometimes a lot of people, you don't get yourself checked a lot of times, and then by the time you go in, it's too late.
Right. And so I don't know if she was aware of everything. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, personally, but just be safe. Just have yourself checked out. You just never know.
Yeah, get yourself checked out. Even though we hate going to the doctor, I hate going myself.
And especially as Black people, because I'm gonna tell you, every time I go to the doctor, I tell you, I call it BAB, black and brushed off. You get black and brushed off. Because they brush you off. They think sometimes you're ignorant. They think that you don't know certain things. The doctors, they don't want to fully explain things, but you have to be an advocate for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself, because if you don't, nobody will. Because some doctors will brush you off. They don't want to explain anything. It's terrible.
And then they'll just charge your insurance and then not really treat you for what you're really there for. So
and people have to watch out for Medicaid gouging. Like, being that I became a medical professional, the Medicaid gouging is real. Like, they'll send you all over to these different. You could tell them my knee hurt, but they sending you to get your elbow checked out. They sending you to get your eyes checked out to run the Medicaid up, and that's illegal. You have to report that.
I've seen it happen. Like, I work in the medical field, and I see the orders. I'll be like, this patient doesn't even need all of this, but I'm not the doctor, so I can't really say.
It's insurance gouging. They run the insurance up,
especially if you got Medicaid. Hospitals do it all the time.
Because I know they send me all. I'm like, I told you I had my ear. Mm-hmm. Why am I at the podiatrist? Why am I getting my toes checked out? Like, what are you doing? Like,
just like when you go get your oil change and they want to ask you about your brakes, and then just get my oil change.
Yeah, let's get to the point that I said right here, not down there. Come on, let's go.
But once again, we want to send our love and our condolences to the Pace family, and we're sorry for your loss. Also, we have to, since we're on the topic, we have to discuss Traci and the drama that's going on in her funeral, her expenses or whatever. So I don't know if you know this, but she surprisingly turned everything over to her son. I thought she would have turned it over to her husband, but she turned it over to her son.
I would think that she would turn it over to her son. I would think so.
But they were close. They were really close.
I believe the son is close, and even though, because a lot of times, especially in those situations, maybe she didn't have a chance to probably change it. Because sometimes when you find out those things, you want to go with the person that you know for sure is going to be the reliable person to you. And maybe that was her son, her blood. Because a lot of times with your significant other, when
they are a part of you as well, your spouse comes before your child, right?
No, it's supposed to be. That's how it should go, and that's how it's supposed to go. But a lot of times when you're in sick situations, you don't know how your partner is going to handle it. Because some people handle people being sick, they run away, they want to avoid, they don't want to be around, because a lot of times they don't want to watch their partner deteriorate. They don't want to sit there and watch that. So I would go with my son as well, because at least I know for sure, like, I would have a little more trust and faith in my son that he would make sure my wishes is met.
I'm pretty sure the husband would too, but the only thing was her husband doesn't get along with her family that well. Mainly because he is always, if you remember the Braxton.
Yeah, I remember the show, yeah.
I used to watch, and he was always trying to defend Traci against her own family. And they saying that Tamar is toe up about it. She's really hurt. And they said she's the most hurt out of everybody, all the sisters. And I completely understand why. Not because Traci was close to Tamar, but because Tamar has done so many wrongs to Traci that it's gotta be affecting you right now and hurting you that she's no longer here, and you can't say I'm sorry anymore. You can't say I didn't mean to do that.
That's so true, because I figured that she would be the one that's most affected, because a lot of times you think you always have time to make up. You have, like, I have some time to, I don't speak to her now, but I'll speak to her next year. I'll speak to, or whatever. And sometimes you don't have time to make up.
That's why you got to treat people right. What's her name? Tamar was on Instagram talking about she wished she had a time machine. I bet she do, because she dogged her out. But
it was a lot of the whole family. They black sheeped her. Like, she was really that's why a lot of the fans related to her a lot more, because she was more of the black sheep of the family. She was more of the normal, like, okay, and she really wanted, I think, to do it with her sisters. She wanted to be a part. And they like, it seems like they just pushed out. Like, when she got pregnant, she said, it was different. When Trina got pregnant, she was still allowed to be in the group, a lot, and there was a lot of resentment there. And for you to go on and this to happen is just really tragic.
It's tragic, and also, it's a learning lesson. But I think from what I'm hearing, Traci knew this was happening to her. I mean, obviously she knew this was happening. She had been losing weight for a while, so she was probably aware of her diagnosis. So she made this will knowing everything that was going on. So she chose to put her son in charge. Also, I heard that they are having 2 services. One service is for the sisters and immediate family, and all the sisters going to be there. The second one is for the rest of the family and people who knew Traci.
Her regular friends.
Her friends, people who knew her. She was in a biker.
Her and her husband.
I don't want to say biker gang. What?
It's a motorcycle club.
It's
a motorcycle club. But one of my friends is in the same club her husband is in.
I thought Traci
he rides with her husband.
Oh, okay. So the Braxton family didn't want the bikers at the funeral.
But those were some people that was more like her family. Like, those.
Those are the people that she liked.
Yeah, because a friend of mine, like, he had pictures at her house. They have barbecues. They get along. Whatever. And like all this moving around. That's why I said, please, God forbid, when I pass away, don't even tell nobody. Just be like, she went on a long extended vacation. I just want to be burn me at the stake. Sprinkle my ashes.
We're not gonna burn you at the stake.
Burn me at the stake. Split my ashes. I don't want to go on no cold ground. Split my ashes between my kids. And that's it. And just move on. I don't want no fume. I don't want nothing. I don't want no, because I may wrench up and slap somebody. You don't like me, pal. Get out of here.
I want y'all to have a fume. I want y'all to march down the aisle. I want y'all to look at me in the casket.
You're gonna be playing what's that, Jennifer Lewis and the thing? Look at me. Look at
I want y'all to see me. I want y'all to see me. But so what else happened? So that's all we know for right now.
That's a sad situation. I hope they pull it together and get it together and just come together as a family. Like, you'll see what happened. Like, it don't even make no sense for all these. Like, just come together, because life is too short.
Yeah, and they all kind of did Traci wrong. So if they go back and watch the show, they're gonna feel really bad. I'm pretty sure.
They live it. They feel guilty. That guilt.
They're gonna feel pretty bad about
that guilt stains. That's a stain that you're not going. That person has passed away. That person's going on, and you're living here with that guilt, and that's a little worse off. That person's gone.
Yeah.
And you're living here with that guilt. Just treat people right.
Yeah. But once again, I want to wish condolences to the Braxton family. I don't wish this on anybody, and I hope that God is with you during this time of grief. That's all I can do.
Yeah. They need a lot of prayer.
So moving on from that, let's talk about something ratchet.
Let's get to the mess.
So...
Oh, wait, I gotta pour my tequila rose. What you sipping?
You gonna make yourself a drink?
Yeah, because we're gonna make a drink now. Because now we got past the sad part. Now it's time for the messy part.
Okay.
All right, I'm taking a little shot of the tequila rose. Let me shake this up because it's been in my freezer for a while.
So what? So is it really tequila or is it wine?
It's tequila. It's like tequila, like a milky flavored tequila, like a strawberry cream flavored tequila.
You with all these flavors.
You know, come on. It's a little pink and like creamy. It's like a Bailey's, like a strawberry flavor. Okay.
Somebody told me something about peanut butter whiskey and the chocolate liqueur in there. Tastes like a Reese's.
And some whiskey? I got some whiskey right here too. Some Johnny Walker.
They said it's a peanut butter whiskey. So I have to find out. That's the name of it.
And get some chocolate liqueur.
Chocolate liqueur.
Yeah, I'm gonna look something. I'm gonna make some with this next week when we come on.
Okay, because I love me a good whiskey.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some. I think we're gonna make something called the Shady Train.
Oh, that not the train. We're gonna have to come up with something else.
Oh wait, the beard.
Because we talking about, speaking of train, we talking about Mulatto. Mulatto recently did an interview. Let me see. Where she was saying that it was hard for her to get clearance from a particular male artist on her upcoming album, because she wouldn't sleep with them.
I believe the word she said, they tried to drop their balls on her. Is that what she said?
That's what she said. But we know what that means.
We know what that means. And that, I wonder who she's talking about.
So we're going to get into that because, well, let's listen to what she says, and then I'm going to get into who she could be talking about.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's pull up exactly what she's saying.
You know, being a female rapper, I'm clearing my album right now, and it's been like difficult to deal with these men. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to keep the business, and then they want to like.
What do you mean by that?
So like, I don't care. Like, baby, I'm gonna just keep it 100. It's the feature on my album that it was difficult to clear, and they like trying to drop their nuts on me because I won't respond to a DM.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Is it and without saying the name, but is it an artist or producer or somebody?
Artist.
Oh, wow.
Artist, yeah.
And they'll still be on the album?
Yeah, just because I love the song so much and I had to turn it in yesterday, so I didn't really have a choice. So I was like backed into a corner like bully. But I wish more females would speak up on stuff. I know like the labeling and stuff, they say, you know, don't do that bad business, whatever. Man, these folks be trying to drop nuts on female rappers. Like, I'm not gonna shut up about it. You know, being a female rapper, like I'm clearing my album right now.
So that's basically what she was saying.
Well, let's give a round of applause for Mulatto. Because
good for her for standing up for herself, but I kind of wish she would have said who it was. You know, I know she.
Well, it's going to come to a point where it's going to be so obvious that we're going to know. I give it about a week or two. We're going to know who she's talking about.
Well, after she came out with this video, the fans, you know, they were doing a little bit of digging like I was doing. And they came up with Kodak Black is the one. But I'm going to read off all the male artists on her upcoming album.
Speculations.
Let me see. So this is her album. I think that's the back of her album where it shows the feature artists.
Okay.
So the feature artists are, the male artists are 21 Savage, Lil Wayne, Childish Gambino.
Okay, we're going to X those out.
Why can we X those out?
I don't think it was 21 Savage.
Okay, let me read the rest of them. Lil Durk, Nardo Wick, and then Kodak Black. So out of all of them, they're saying Kodak Black is the one because I guess your reputation.
I don't really. I don't know. I don't get the feeling that he may have done that. I don't think. I think I'm going to X out Childish Gambino. I don't think that it was him. He's married, right? But you never know.
Childish Gambino?
I believe so. He's married.
I believe he's married, but I don't think it was him though.
Yeah, I don't think it was him. I think we could X out Lil Wayne. I don't think Lil Wayne did it. Honestly.
I don't think Lil Wayne is above it though.
I don't think he's above it, but I don't think he did it. I just don't think in this time and space right now that he did it for like, oh, I'm going to hold back a song or I'm going to do this if you don't answer a DM. I don't think that he would like.
He doesn't need to do that.
He's not going to do that there.
Kodak Black gives that energy because
he gives the energy, but my gut instinct is telling me it's not him. I'm not sure, but from up in here, where I told Tina to sing from up in here, I don't think he did it. I don't think it's him.
It's up in the air because I just read off to y'all like 6 people who it could be. So people are saying out of all of them, it could be Lil Durk. Y'all don't know? Y'all immediately went to Kodak Black. I think it's because he has the worst reputation.
Right, but I think being that his reputation is like, that's why I don't think it's him. But I think you're gonna know because she's probably gonna say the song that she's excited about and the song that she really likes, and I think that would be that would be a clue.
She didn't say it was her favorite song on that.
No, she just said she really liked the song.
Liked it. So this, I mean, I think I overheard. I don't know if it's true or not, but because I couldn't find a clip of Kodak Black saying that he requires his artists to sleep with him, his female artists.
Well, yeah, he did say something like that, and for you to say, like, well, you just never know with these people, and he's just weird. Like, I don't know what's going on with him in his face,
and I just feel like he's a clown, and I feel like
very much so.
He's a clown, and Trump pardoned him because he is a clown. There are so many innocent people in jail, and this who you pardon? There are people on death row who have no evidence against them, but are facing death, and you chose to pardon
because you know he's gonna let a fool run free.
And then I think he recently met Trump, and he was just tap dancing for watermelon slices. That's what it looked like to me. So we don't know who it was, but Latto put it out there. So this is probably going to be a follow-up story. We might have to come back to this.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to come. But you know who I don't know if you had it on the lineup, but we need to put it on the lineup that we forget being that we're talking about the ratchet. Mm-hmm. The update with Jocelyn Hernandez. Is she still on the run? So
from the last thing that I heard about Jocelyn is that the girl Amber has gotten lawyers and they sent something to Jocelyn about a lawsuit.
And so I hear it's like class action, like the girls are coming together.
And some of the cabaret girls are joining with Amber in suing Jocelyn. This is probably going to be Jocelyn's last season because it's kind of make you like a target. And
but did you see the statement?
Your liability.
That publicist put out. We empower women. We here are for the empowerment of women.
Put that out.
You didn't see Jocelyn's statement?
Oh, she got her page back.
She put a statement up and said that the show is for empowerment of the women. The blah 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 blah. But we know these are all lies. Like, girl, you just got one there and said you pimp slapped and you Mortal Kombated a hoe. Like, and how they will always work for you. Like, once you work for me, you work for me for life. She said, once you work for me, you work for me for life, bitch. Look, ho. She has, I think I've diagnosed her. I'm not a therapist or a psychologist yet, but this is all alleged. Mm-hmm. I diagnosed her with misplaced pimp syndrome. MPPS.
Yes, because I feel like she took it too far this season. She wanted to keep them in line because last season they was stepping out of bounds with Jocelyn and challenging Jocelyn. She don't want to be challenged on her show.
Yeah, but this is the epitome when a prostitute gets loose. Like when a prostitute gets loose and then she goes off on her own and she thinks she's the pimp, she starts acting like this. It's misplaced pimp syndrome.
Yeah, and for Ballistic to allegedly be put in hands because all this happened at the reunion.
Yeah, because they said that the girl was tagging that ass. She said the girl was bing bing bing. The girl was tagging that ass, and Ballistic couldn't take it. He was like, "Get up off her."
But I don't know.
Get this hoe off me. Get this hoe off me.
at the end of the day, Zeus will let you fight, but security eventually is going to come and break it up. So I don't know.
They said that the girls said that they were not allowed to put hands on Jocelyn. Like as soon as they was to put hands or even to attempt to go at Jocelyn, security would be there like this. Like they'll let them fight amongst themselves like a little bit. But as soon as you touch the prize, Jocelyn, it's going to, so they knew better than to really attack her. That's why they didn't attack her. But it was a lot of stuff going on to she felt she had to fight. And when she fought, they said that she was, a lot of the girls say that she was ragtagging that ass and that Ballistic had to, remove her off, but he didn't have to, pull a wig off.
They said that he's allegedly, they said that he stomped and kicked her and punched her.
Her wig was peeling, and I saw that. And when she was,
I did see her in the ER, and I did see that she was a little bit swollen. She showed her injuries, so she has evidence.
Yeah, because that wig being lifted up like that was serious.
That was serious. And then they're saying that he pulled some of her real hair out, like her scalp. So she's filed a lawsuit against Jocelyn. As of right now, I don't know if there's a particular amount yet, or if it's going to go to civil. It's probably going to go to civil court. But as
the girls are getting together on her. They are getting together on her. Woo.
If I was Jocelyn, I would just try to go ahead and settle. And if you do another season, maybe you need to bring.
They can't possibly give this girl another season.
It's Zeus. I wouldn't put nothing past Zeus. Zeus is trash.
Well, if Zeus wants to stay on the air, she's a liability. Because at the end of the day, when you're committing a crime, all those contracts go out the window because a crime is being committed.
But at the same time, people are also saying that she signed a contract. The Amber girl signed a contract, and so did Jocelyn. And a lot of shows have in your contract that you can't sue the network.
But I think in the commission of a crime, maybe she can't sue, but something needs to be done because the way they said she was, attacked, I believe a crime was committed.
But you didn't go to the police. You went to your lawyers. When you go to your lawyers, that means you want to go to have a.
You want the money, yeah.
You want money. When you go to the police, that means charges pressed.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anything about charges being pressed on Jocelyn or Ballistic. So,
I don't even know. Like girls, stay off the show. Just stay off the show.
But if you get on Jocelyn Cabaret, just know you're gonna be mistreated in some type of way. Either if Jocelyn not trying to fight you, it's another girl in the house that's probably gonna try to fight you over a room, or they fight over rooms on Bad Boys Club. I can't even watch that.
So, that looks good.
But I'm too old. I'm too old to be fighting somebody over a room. That's not even my house. This is a rented space. Why are we fighting over rented space? It's not even ours. I don't get it.
It's just come to the point of desperosity. Like, ladies, what is going on?
All of them are desperate to be on TV. And you got a bunch of random people.
They like desperados.
Real random. But, I do.
Did we freeze?
We're back now. Good.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. Ugh, the weather's been going crazy because there was a tornado in New Orleans. And then some of the residual,
it's coming back over there, flying down here.
So let me go on and get to the next topic while I'm on the subject and while we still connected. I want to talk about this topic. I don't feel like anybody's talking about this, but I feel like it's important to talk about our Black athletes who are overseas.
Yes.
Who need our help. So we have Brittney Griner. This is Brittney Griner. She is not WNBA because she's a international basketball player. She was playing for a Russian team. She was trying to board a flight with a vape with marijuana oil. She got caught at the airport, and they've been detaining her ever since. And this was probably about 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, because she was detained when people wasn't even speaking about it.
She was detained 1 month before anybody knew where she was.
Right.
That's crazy. And you know what we're going through with Russia. So I can only imagine being in a country. There's 2 places in the world that I really don't want to be right now, and that's Ukraine and Russia.
Right.
Hey, Princess. Princess just joined in.
Hey, twin.
There's 2 places I don't want to be. Is Ukraine and Russia. Russia, you might be a little bit better off, but not as an American over there.
Right, and especially not as a Black American. Let's be clear.
Not only are you an American, you're a Black American. And on top of that, you're a Black LGBTQ American. They have different sets of rules in different countries.
So she's all the way. She already has 3 strikes against her over there.
Yeah. So, and I do believe that Russia has anti-LGBTQ laws.
Yes, they do.
So they're not really trying to give Brittney over. For a little while ago, it was alleged that she was missing, but I just recently did another search on her, and it says that 6 hours ago, she met with U.S. officials at the U.S. Embassy, or either the U.S. Embassy went to where she was detained to meet with her for the first time. This is the first time she's meeting with somebody American.
Oh, wow. And
she's been over there for a while.
This is horrible. Like, and imagine, like, she's over there going through it. I believe her wife or her girlfriend, or
she has a wife.
Her wife, is here. I can imagine the stress that she's going through. Like, this is just hard. Do you think if Trump was in office, Trump would have went and got her from Putin?
I don't know, but I feel like if Trump could have the ability to do that because he's buddy with Russia and Putin. But I didn't want to get too political on this channel, but I don't know how we would be in the eyes of the world if Trump was president right now, because we'd be on Russia's side, and
yeah, I guess we wouldn't. I guess we wouldn't have a big concern.
Gas prices would be. I don't want to be.
In my opinion, I'm not going to discuss my political views.
Yeah, we don't want to get too political over here. Maybe in the future, but
yeah,
right now, I just know that Russia has a lot of strict laws. They've been holding her for a while. So when they met with her today, they said she was in good condition, whatever that means, and that they're saying that she's under pretrial detainment. So in Russia, you can detain somebody for up to a year. From a year to 18 months.
This is just horrible. Like, was it even hers? Like, did she know it was there? Like, I don't like it. This is just horrible, and I feel for her and her family. And I hope she just gets back to the States soon. Like,
yeah, I hope she can soon, but I don't know when, honestly, because right now with everything that's going on in Russia, it's hard for the U.S. to get anything accomplished over there. Russia is not complying. And from what I read, that she was looking at a hefty sentence for this.
Yeah.
This
over there, that's yeah.
Like,
their jail is totally different. This is terrible. But I think if anything, if Trump could use his powers for good, I wish he could use his powers and to go over there and get this young lady.
He still got Putin's phone number. I'm sure he could call.
I know he got the number. He probably got the number on speed dial.
Hey, can you stop evading like Ukraine? Like, why are you? But anyway,
no, he's going to tell them to stop doing that. He probably wants them to do that.
Well, he did say that Putin is genius. He said that
like he knows what he's doing. Like, we could go down a rabbit hole in that one, but
we can. So moving on from that, I do wish her the best, and hopefully she can come back to us soon. Next thing I wanted to talk about was we were supposed to talk about this earlier, but I forgot.
Well, not Kelvin.
We talking about Kelvin Hunter.
Not Kelvin.
Is it Kevin or Kelvin?
It's Kelvin. His legal name is Kelvin.
So why Wendy call him Kevin all the time?
I think maybe some people like their name Kelvin, Kevin. She probably like Kevin. He probably told her his name was Kevin. She probably didn't find out his real name was Kelvin till they got married. Who the fuck is Kelvin? Me.
No, but she said a lot on the show. She called him Kevin, but
she called him Kevin. But you did hear close to the ending of her show when she said Kelvin, and she was being smart and was like Kelvin because that is his name.
But whatever his name is,
him. Mr. Hunter.
Kevin, as y'all know, Wendy's ex-husband, recently he made a video on his website, and the whole video is on his website, which I'm not even gonna go give him a click on his little video. I do have clips.
Let me sum up what he said. Basically, he got on there. He was just speaking about how he was very instrumental on the show and the success of the show, and then how he came in blind and he didn't know anything, but he learned how to produce, and that being that he was from the hood, he adapted quick and he learned fast, and he made the show what it was along with Wendy, and that he sacrificed his life. Like, he put everything to the back burner to go for the team. Everything was team family, and that he neglected his wants, and as well as Wendy's, that Wendy neglected a lot of things as well. He didn't really put her down. He did say that he was very instrumental. He helped out. What else? He said that he was wrong for stepping outside of his marriage, but that's what he did. And basically, the girl Serena wanted to have she didn't want the baby because she said, all that's going on, this is going to be trouble, whatever like that. He told her, no, keep the baby, because he wanted extended family. He wanted family, but being that Wendy was busy, the baby trouble, whatever like that, he couldn't get that from her. So he wanted that in his new relationship. And that basically Wendy didn't have blood transfusions. Wendy's been up to her penthouse, held hostage by Denmark Mercury, and they saw her health diminishing, and that they did nothing about it, that the son had to show up with his medical team or whatever he had, and they wouldn't let him upstairs to see his mother. They told him no, that they were taking care of it. The son had to threaten and say, look, if you don't let me up to see my mother and do a real welfare check, I'm calling 911. That was the only time they let him up with his medical, I guess, advisors or whatever, to see his mother, to get her back on the track. Mm-hmm. And that basically he wants his money. That's what he was saying. And he wasn't sure if he was going to sue, but when people get divorced, they don't get fired.
He was really trying to tell the story. Because I don't think we're all interested in his side of the story, because we know what happened.
We don't really know what. Like I said, I do believe he played an integral part in Wendy. Like, I do believe like her diminishing and health wise is a lot to do with him leaving the camp, because sometimes it's what you're used to. If you're used to this person handling business for you, taking care of business for you, and then that person is no longer there no more, and you think I could go about it on my own, sometimes people crack under the pressure. And it looked like she cracked like an egg.
Right. So I do have a clip via Shade Room regarding, this is part of his video. His video was long, but they have clips of it.
Stand on the principle of knowing that I did hurt somebody. And for that, I wish him nothing but the best, wellness, and support, and my deepest. With that being said, professionally, what I did, what I had done, what I contributed from something.
Oh, it went to something else. But basically, he was talking about what he's done for Wendy. I feel like if y'all want to go to his website, listen to the whole video, you can. But what I got from it is he was alluding to the fact that she tried to commit the S word. Mm-hmm. That's what I got from it. because he was saying that if it wasn't for him finding her and getting her the blood transfusion, that she wouldn't be here. So either it was a health scare or she tried to do something. And
I think it was more of a health scare, maybe that she knew her health was diminishing and she just didn't do anything about it. And some people consider that trying to commit the S, like being that you're just laying there, just letting it, like, I'm just not going to do anything.
Well, that's not committing. To me, that's not really committed S, but you're not doing anything, but you're not stopping. You're not.
Like, if you sit back and allow yourself, you know that you're sick. You know that if you go to the hospital that you can get help, and you just sit there and just lay in it and be like, I don't want any help. I'm going to just lay here and die. Some people consider that you're trying to take your own life.
But I did see that, but I also saw on Wendy's personal page that she looks like she's doing better.
She does, but then she was definitely giving me my grandmother, because with a lot of this, and I know when my grandmother, she was suffering from dementia, I believe, and she was doing a lot of that. Like, I don't know what it is with the clothes, like they pull at or whatever. So I don't really know what's going on, Wendy. She sounded well.
She looks better. She looks more like
full. She looks, like she's eating, and she looks very healthy. And she did sound a lot better. And what she was saying was, give this lady her money. Like,
yes, and really what she's talking about is what we reported on this a while ago, that Wells Fargo is still holding her money. She's going to court about it to try to get access to her own money. This is similar to the situation we talked about last week. Banks are trying to hold on to people's money illegally and doing whatever they can because they're desperate. They don't want her to take her money and put it in another bank. This is horrible. That's big.
Because this woman worked her behind off. Like, I've been a Wendy fan since the 90s. You hear me? Like Kiss FM when she was on WBLS. Like, just talking. I used to just we get in the car and just listen to her. Like, drive around and listen to Wendy talk. Like, and for them to be holding her money like that, like, this is crazy.
Her money. This is her money that was in her account.
Yeah, give her access to her money. This is just really crazy. Like, when you put people in control of your money, like.
Just let y'all know the doors of the church are open. I did put the link in the comments if y'all wanted to call in for a second. But what they're also alleging is she's mentally unfit to take care of her money. This is her talking about what she's dealing with as of late. So let's listen to what I might put the whole thing. It's about 3 minutes, but we'll go ahead.
My thing is that I've been asking about my money. And when I began asking questions about my money, suddenly Lori Schiller has got no response regarding my money. I want my money. This is not fair. And Wells Fargo has no questions and answers with regarding my money. This is not fair. And Lori Schiller and Wells Fargo have this guardianship petition about keeping me away from my money. This is not right. And this is not fair. And this guy named Bernie Young, I know for a fact that Bernie Young used my American Express card to hire an attorney to file a petition against me. That was done with my American Express card. Bernie Young, you're no good. And this is not fair at all. And then there's this person, a former doctor, okay, had medical information about me that I never even got. It was sent over to Lori Schiller. So I haven't gotten this stuff. I fired the doctor. And again, all I want to know is, where is my money? This is not right. And certainly, this is not fair. This is not fair. You know?
So I just wanted to play that part. Isn't that messed up how somebody can use your money?
Lori Schiller. Give Wendy her money.
Well, really, isn't she the one that Wendy fired, and then she went to Wells Fargo and told them that she was mentally...
I'm not too sure who this person is she's speaking of, but whoever she is, this is terrible. But a lot of time this is when you let things get out of hand in the media. Like, she never spoke. Like, a lot of things was being said about her health, about her addictions, and a lot of things, and she never spoke. Like, now she's speaking. And I believe, like she said that she did go on to say that the court system is treating her wrong. Like, they're taking things from out the news and things and she believed that that's, why they're treating her the way that they are. But this is when you should have spoke up. Like, before this all started occurring and they started saying that you were sick and all this stuff that was happening or whatever, and you never said a word.
Her lawyers probably advised her not to.
But in this day and age, a lot of people take things from social media. Like, everything is like, if it wasn't on Instagram, it really didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And even with the court system, it's sad to say, they're watching.
They're watching, but at the same time, everything is not credible. You can't really go to every website and use it in court.
But do you think, like, a lot of people watch and they pass judgment? They're watching and they see her not responding, and they saying Wendy done lost her mind and all this stuff, whatever like that.
Beyonce don't respond. When people talk about Beyonce, I'm gonna always use her as an example. She never responds to anything.
But Beyonce is Beyonce. We can't compare other people to Beyonce.
But I'm also...
We already know the only thing close to is me. That's Beyonce is Beyonce.
She doesn't have to respond, but I just feel like maybe she's going about it the wrong way. Just handle it in the courtroom and and just face it that way. But
you know what it is? It's a difference from like her and Beyonce responding is because nobody's saying Beyonce is crazy. Nobody's saying Beyonce is on drugs. Nobody's saying that Beyonce done lost her damn mind. Nobody's saying Beyonce is, or whatever. And she obviously had these things put into place just in case these matters happen. You understand? Like, just in case something happened to me.
But you never know, the bank is going to go AWOL on you and just say you don't have access to your account. But
these are directives that people of a certain stature have put in place to protect their money. Like, say if like me and you, we may have like a couple 100,000, you know what I'm saying? Whatever like that. We may not be wanting to put that in place because we don't have that immense amount of money to be protected. Like, she put this in action. Like, look, if something happens to me mentally, or if something happened to me such and such, y'all take control of my money so my money won't be taken. So now they're looking on, seeing like, okay, Wendy done lost her mind. Wendy done
I don't know if she put this herself in place.
She had to. She did.
The bank has different sets of rules when you have more money in the bank.
No, but I'm telling you, for them to do that and for them to have access to shut her down from her account, she signed off on this. Trust me. But people with a certain amount of money, if anything happened to them, say if you don't have a lot of family members or whatever, okay, you'd be like, I may lose my mind one day, or if anything medically happens to me, the bank will be authorized to come in and put an injunction in to say, okay, look, she's not able to have her money herself. We're going to pay her bills, her expenses out, and we're going to take control. We'll give her an allowance, but she can't have her own money because she's incapable of handling that money. This was put in place to protect her money. So
it was to protect the bank. A lot of people with money put it in place so they could protect their money. Like, look, if you see me spending money erratically, if you see I'm going crazy, and I don't have nobody really around me probably it was her husband before. Who knows? But after that, I'm gonna find out. But I really think she didn't really put this in place. I think the bank put this in place. No, they couldn't have done that without her. They couldn't have done it without her approval. I believe
I'm going to call my friend that works in the banks like that, but I believe because she was telling me that a lot of celebrities, they put these stipulations in place. They're only supposed to be used in the case of emergencies. So if somebody's looking and see that, oh, Wendy's acting a little crazy on TV, like the Lori Schillinger person, she could easily say, look, we need to enact this. We need to have this acted because she lost her mind. Her money needs to be protected.
But wouldn't her money go to her next of kin, which would be her son and her husband? Or
no, this is what I'm saying. Maybe they took advantage after her husband left. Like, I do believe if Kevin was in her life, this wouldn't have been happening. But
he's back in her life, supposedly, and he wants his money. That's why he made that video on his website. And he wants you to go support his website, just like Wendy's other brother. He has a YouTube. He's all over YouTube.
Yeah, I recently saw an interview with Tasha K. Did you see it?
He did an interview with Tasha K recently.
No, I think it was a couple of months ago.
If it was a couple months ago, I think I might have seen it.
Yeah, I think because she just recently put it to the YouTube because she had it on her website.
So if it's something she just put up, I probably haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, she just put it to her YouTube, but it was on her website. I did watch it. I watched it originally on her website.
But he'll talk to anybody who will listen.
But maybe she don't have anybody. Like I said, this was something. Trust me, if you do your research, you're probably going to find out this was something that she had put in place to be invoked only during an emergency. Because these are emergency tactics that they took. Like, it's put in place in your bank that they're not supposed to just use it willy-nilly. But they're supposed to use it in the case of an emergency. And being that she was acting erratic, the person could be looking like, oh, look at Wendy. This is an emergency. This is a way for us to take her money. Because she's on, we can invoke this. We can have this happen.
Right. So I wish them all the best.
I hope they just
an ongoing situation. I feel like you should have. She looks competent. She sounded like she was in her right mind.
I think if they should give like access to her son, maybe they're looking at her son thinking that he's young, like maybe and who knows what, but trust me, it was some paperwork done for them to even act on this. They couldn't act on this if no paperwork wasn't done. She put this in place to save her money, to be protected, and they used this against her, and that's wrong.
Yes, so I'm gonna have to find out the details on that, but it just seems like to me this is something sneaky that the bank is doing because they don't.
Of course, the bank is going to be sneaky, but like I said, she signed something for this to even be done. It probably they're doing it sneakily and they're going, but trust me, this was in her paperwork that just in case I lose my damn mind, y'all could protect my money. That was, not in those words.
I don't know if she knew that she was gonna lose her mind.
No, but it's just like what rich people do. Like they have insurance, or like Denmark Mercury, they put insurance out on their clients.
I know it's not. I don't know. I just feel like this. I don't feel like Wendy did sign off on it. I don't think she knew what it was.
I think she signed off on it not knowing that it's going to be used against her because it's supposed to be a protection thing. It's not supposed to be used like that. It's like just in case if anything happens to me, I don't have any. This is to protect my money. But instead of the bank protecting her money, they probably trying to take her money. Like, you know what? She act crazy. Something's wrong. She could be on drugs. We don't know. We're going to invoke this thing. We're going to put it up there and we're going to sign a petition. Because if it wasn't nothing, I'm telling you, it's a lot of red tape behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Because this is Wells Fargo. This is not no rinky-dink bank that's just going to run around and do this in order to be sued. Trust me. They know what they're doing. And it's something that she signed for them to even do this.
But banks do make mistakes and banks do things wrong. So I'm not.
No, they're probably doing things wrong, but they're not. It's wrong for morally, but I think they legally can do it. I think it's legally,
I don't think they can because if she was crazy irate, she did not look irate in the video. Crazy.
No, but not then. But if you're on the show, like come on now, look at the history. Like you're passing out on stage.
She has a past, but also she has drug issues, which Kelvin brought up in his video, saying that she was still using drugs.
Yeah.
A lot of people near her are telling her business, and that's
right.
The problem.
And this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. If you become heavy on, trust me, Wendy signed some paperwork for this to happen. Now, the way it happened, is wrong. But this was to protect her. But I think they're not protecting her. I think they're taking advantage of her.
They are taking advantage of her. So I wish Wendy will be able to get some ground, gain some momentum in this lawsuit that she has.
Did she even say she had a lawsuit?
She does have a lawsuit. She's suing to get her money back.
She said because the courts are treating her funny. The courts are treating her funny.
She wants the access to her money now. They're not giving her full access. They
need to give that woman her money. That woman done worked too hard. She been in the trenches. Like Kevin said, she ain't missed no days. Like Wendy said, Wendy been in these trenches, working these streets, and putting her life on the line with the gossip that she's telling. People want to fight her, doing everything. Give this woman her money.
She was getting beat up by everybody. So
right, had Total down to the studio ready to fight her. Had Whitney Houston, God rest her soul, ready to slap her. Like she even got Beyonce out of character. She took Beyonce. Beyonce confronted her. She had Tina Knowles ready to slap her. This woman worked hard.
Well, you made Beyonce mad.
Yeah, because when she got Beyonce out of character.
When was this though? Because
this is when Beyonce was in the group with Destiny's Child, and she was talking about.
She was a little bit more untrained, I guess.
Yeah, but I know, but Wendy could take a person. The old Wendy, the radio days Wendy, she could make a motherfucker want to fight her.
Because she was really ruthless, and if you go back and watch those interviews, she'll just say anything to you.
She didn't care, and this is why Kevin was her muscle. This is what I'm saying. Her and Kevin have a connection in a relationship that we the public will never understand. We will never understand their relationship.
He was her pusher.
He's her soldier. He was her soldier. Like she wouldn't be able to do what she did if it wasn't for him. Period. I think so.
But he also was her hindrance. Like he, was I think part of the reason why she did drugs so hard. No,
I think she was on drugs before she met him.
She was on drugs before, but
before she like Whitney Houston, they try to blame Bobby. Use a crackhead before then.
You're not helping the situation. You're not making it better by engaging.
Of course, but I think he cleaned her up a lot. Like he had her on a straight and narrow. He told her, she needed that. Like what they said, to choke, to grab her up by the neck.
Remember when the baby was revealed and she had to address it on her show? She was forgetting everything. She was not there. She was losing it. Then she lost her mom.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. I hope she didn't eat none of Sabrina, what's that girl name? Her 2-ingredient pancakes.
Serena.
I hope she eat none of them pancakes them vegan pancakes, and they put a little bit of the root on her. She gonna need her bottle of Florida water because the way her legs was swelling up, that elephantitis, and her up and she passing out in the suit. I was looking like, girl, they look like somebody rooted
for a while. Like she's been passing out. She's been showing symptoms.
I'm gonna send her a bottle of Florida water.
Send her something.
We're gonna send her something because I hope she eating them goddamn pancakes.
But to me, she looked better when I saw her in the video that we just played. She sounded like her talk show days. It sounded like she's getting better. So I'm rooting for her. I wish her the best. I hope she gets access to her money. I don't feel like there's no reason why you shouldn't have access to your own money. But once again, that's why you should probably, maybe have your money in different accounts, or maybe have it in a different system, which is what the world is going towards.
Right. I think she just thought I think she probably did what she thought was best for her at the time, not realizing that this could backfire on her and be used against her. Because instead of it being used to help her, I think it's being used against her. And just give Wendy her money. And Wendy, we need you back on TV because we don't want to see Sherry. We want to see you, Wendy.
You really don't like Sherry. I mean, I don't really.
I just don't like that she's taking Wendy's spot. They used to call me Little Wendy back in the day. I was a motor mouth just like Wendy and just like Wendy. I was Little Wendy. And because I was big and tall. I was the biggest one. I was in the back of the class. You know what I'm saying? I was in the back of the line. So, I feel for Wendy. People shaped like peas. We got to stick together.
Kevin said that they wanted Nick Cannon to host the Wendy show after Wendy left. So,
boo! I don't even want Nick Cannon to host his own show.
Well, that show was canceled.
Thank God.
And also in cancellation news, Maury was recently canceled.
Speaking of Maury, I have something, y'all.
Was you on? Don't tell me you was on Maury.
No, I was not on Maury, but technically, y'all see.
What is that?
It's a game.
Oh, the Maury.
Not the father.
So how do you play? How do you play that game? Like,
well, you have to get a man first. Not like.
Oh, it's a dating game.
No, it's not a dating game. It's you just open it up. You can have 3. I think it's 3 to 6 players, and you go around. We give clues on like how the baby look and stuff like that, and you get to choose. Are they the father? You know.
Okay.
So it's come with like the little DNA. Like I don't know if you can see
a
it.
fake DNA test.
The DNA results, like because we hold these because I want to be the host. So I hold these and I let them know like you are not the father.
Well, that'll be a fun game. Like after a few shots. Hey,
yeah,
Queen,
I
Deborah.
To know me is to know I loves me a good board game.
And Maury had there for 30 years. It's been 30 years.
Yeah, Maury been
30 years.
Maury been having people running in couches for years, diving in couches.
Not
I want to miss the couch dive.
I want the cameraman who does all the running to do like a tribute because we need to do a tribute for him because he chased them down the hall.
His legs. We need to just do a tribute to his legs.
And that camera is heavy. That camera is heavy to keep running, and you got the. But I mean, Maury has had a long run.
And his wife, did his wife ever retire? Kaidi Tunk, who's his wife? You know
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li, yeah, Chun-Li. I know she's on Channel 7.
But I thought she'd been retired.
Yeah, it's time for Maury to go. Go lay down, Maury. Did Jerry retire?
Old. Who?
Jerry Springer. Jerry ain't retiring, is he?
No, Jerry is still doing TV. Last I saw, he was on like a judge show. Everybody's getting a judge show. So
yeah, I can see it. I can see it because I'm definitely, I've been watching Maury for all his 30 years. I
used to watch Maury and Jerry, and they used to come back to back. Maury, Jerry.
But let me tell you what I used to watch. Let me tell you, this is going to show my age. See Jenny Jones, Richard Bay, Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake. I used to schedule literally my school schedule around Richard Bay and Jenny Jones. And then Jenny Jones used to come back on again at night, 11 o'clock at night. Woo!
I was too young to watch it, but because I used to like Ricky Lake because Ricky Lake used to come on like 5 o'clock. But I was too young to watch it, so I had to. If I was watching, I had to sneak it.
Well, I went to Montel. Montel was very rude.
You in person?
Yeah, I went to go see his show, Montel show.
Was he rude? What happened?
He was rude. Like I have this thing. If people know me, this is my signature, and it's been this way for years. I always have the best pair of shades, but I don't wear them on my face. I wear them on my hair because it holds my wig down. Because my wig not so secure. So this is like a little lock-in for my wig. It makes it stay there. So I always had a pair of shades. I go to all my old pictures. You'll see a pair of shades on my head all the time. So he's going to tell me to take my shades off.
Well, that's not necessarily rude.
It was rude when I took them off, right? I took them off, right? Mm-hmm. But I was being a smart ass, though. And then when the show was live, I was like, this man, he peeped it. And I'm all the way like in the middle, and I didn't think that he's going to notice it. And when they went back to commercial, he strolls his behind up the aisles. Didn't I tell you to take those shades off? I was like, first of all, don't be pointing at me, mister.
Yeah, man, you knew you was wrong for putting them back on.
That was a rude Mace. That was young Mace. I was like a little rude.
But you know why it's like that? Because when the camera goes out to the audience, they probably don't want.
And I still remember it was a zebra print Guess pair of shades, and it had some zebra print Guess jeans on with a white t-shirt and a white denim jacket. I still remember it matched my outfit. I needed those shades on.
You tried a little bit. I'm not gonna say that he wasn't rude, but you tried it too. You know.
And then another lady, while I was there, another lady's like her mother. She said, "My mother came all the way from Long Island to see you." Da 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 da. He was like, "I don't hug anybody." Like he was like
that.
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, Montel." I went to now Sally Jesse Raphael. I went to her show as well. Now she gave us pizza. Sally was a real nice lady.
She gave y'all pizza.
Yeah, pizza during the break. Sally Jesse Raphael with the red glasses.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
We went to her show as well, and she had pizza during the break. She had, you know, she was just had everything laid out, and I was just really, she was really nice though.
But the 90s, that was talk show TV gold. That was the era for all those good talk shows. Now all talk shows are getting canceled, like The Real, like Wendy, like Nick Cannon's little show that he had. All of these talk shows are going out because people are streaming. They're not watching daytime TV as much.
And they're boring.
And it used to be where we would go watch daytime TV to get the hot topics. Now we can go on Instagram and get the information. We can go on Twitter. They're going to have it. And usually, if you follow someone like myself or Shady Room, we're going to have the information before it shows up on The Real.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give it to you immediately after it happens. So a lot of people are not opting to watch a TV show like that, a daytime TV show. They have their target audience, and that audience is dwindling. So
yeah, because now in this day and age, like you said, with the internet, with Instagram and everything, you're going to have a certain personality or a certain draw to keep the people watching you. And I think the only one that really had that was Wendy. Like Wendy, at this point, we wanted to see the hot topics. We wanted to see what was her opinion on things. You know, she was a real trendsetter with that. And also with probably The View is another show because we go there.
The only one that's left.
Because The View is something we are watching. We go there, you know, it's real classy based. You know, they're going to get their little shade in here and there. We want to see Whoopi's face. You know, it's stuff like that. But other than that, like Nick Cannon, peace.
Yeah, he can go.
What's that? The Real by y'all haven't been interested since y'all got Tamar fired. Good night.
They never had a good replacement for Tamar. They never really did. And they thought it would be good to bring just the four of them on, but they needed someone to replace that personality.
Yeah, because her personality was so big, and I think that's what a lot of them were just, she overpowered the room. You understand? Because some people have that personality, and if you can't hold your own next to them, they'll overpower the room. Like, and she overpowered the room, and that caused jealousy to be like, this bitch gotta go.
Well, she was saying, it's like, Tamar has a way of throwing shade, and it was a lot of shade being thrown. I'm not saying it was all on Tamar, because Lonnie was throwing shade too.
Mm-hmm.
Tamara made a comment here or there. So it was all shade going on between all of them. But at the end of the day, they probably just didn't like each other. You don't always have to like each other.
Yeah, because I said her personality is big, and you got to be a certain type of person to sit next to her.
Right.
And to hold your own next to her, because she's so and extra to whereas you would fade out in the back. You would fizzle out in the back if you don't. And they probably was getting tired because it was becoming the Tamar show.
It was. And this is the last thing I have for us for our topics today. Mace, do you have anything that you want to say in conclusion on any of the topics?
I want to do a Kanye. We gotta get a little better. Keeping up with Kanye. This is the Kanye report.
You gotta update us on Kanye.
This is the Kanye report. Okay. What's happening with him? This fool done got canceled. Coachella don't want him. The Grammys don't want him. And I've been trying to tell him, I'm trying to reach out to Kanye now. And now it's been reported that he want the kids, that he want full custody of the kids. And I'm trying to tell him, like, I'm trying to get my Gemini brother in order, like, just shut up. Shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing. Like, you're not going to win against them. This is just like we were saying with the review with Huntsville. Martell looks like a bitch complaining. Mm-hmm. You are looking like a bitch running to the internet and complaining. Just shut up and go to court. Move in silence. not violent.
He's a narcissist, so he can't help himself. But
sometimes we gotta, that's one of our traits, narcissism.
That's what I was about to say.
It is.
I was like, I hope that you don't get too offended, but
that is one of our traits. We're very narcissistic, and we gotta know. We have to talk to ourselves because sometimes I gotta bring myself down, and you gotta be like, "No, don't do it," and you be like, "I got to." Be like, "No, I got to." No, because we just have to go gun ho, and especially if we hold on something like a dog with a bone. Like we gotta get our point across. If we think we're right, we are right, and we're gonna fight that charge. We're gonna live on it to the end. But in this case, children are involved. And let me talk to Kanye. Kanye, children are involved. And you knew what you were doing when you were down to that Dash store trying to get that big fake booty. And we told you, stay away from them, Kanye. You didn't want to
Dash store still open? Is Dash still
I'm
open?
not sure. But you know what? You need to go have a conversation with Reggie Bush. Okay? Kanye, look at me, Kanye. Don't look away from me. Look at me. You need to have a conversation with Reggie Bush. He got in and out. He found a Kim lookalike, but he got the hell out of there. He didn't have no kids, no nothing. Like you went and had, I believe, it's 4 kids? And now you're trying to take the kids? This is never going to happen. You're going to look like the worst father ever trying to take them kids from what seems like a great mother. You're not going to win in the public, Kanye. Just stop.
I think what Kanye needs to realize is that he's never going to have 100% control over his kids. Number one, you did not get married. Well, was he married to her?
Yeah.
They were married. They were married. I take that back. You were married. But
I believe they still are married. I just think it's a paper put in place to say that they're legally separated so she could date.
They both were dating other people. But my thing is, you're no longer together, so you're never going to have 100% control over the kids. It's unless you want to move into town or move into the same town she's moving to.
He moved across the street from her. He lived across the street from her.
I thought he was living in Wyoming somewhere.
His house he bought a house across the street from her. So
that's stalkerish.
No, but this is what I'm saying. In the public, he's going to look crazy. And like I said, this man probably knows things and privy to things that we don't know about. You understand? So who knows I don't think he's really crazy, but being that his history or whatever, they're going to play on that. They're going to play on that. You're not going to win against the machine. They are a big machine. They're going to make him look crazy. That's why I said, just shut up.
He's not going to do that though.
He needs to be quiet because nothing he say, just like Martell, nothing you say about Melody cheating, you're going to still look like the girl. You understand? Like you're going to look like, what are you doing?
He really just needs to let it happen in court.
He just needs to move quietly and move in court because just move quietly. You care about the kids?
Stop putting stuff out about Pete and whatever she's doing in her personal life that no longer concerns you. You are not with her anymore as long as it doesn't concern the kids. If it concerns the kids, then you have something to say about it. But at the end of the day, y'all get joint custody, keep it pushing.
Yeah, now he's trying to go, and I think that's a big mistake for him to try to go for full custody because now you're going to look like you're snatching the baby from the mama's teeth.
He's not going to get it. He's not going to get it in California.
But he's going to look crazy even doing that. You understand? You're going to look crazier than you may look because they're going to be like, why are you doing that? Kim is you don't even know these people, but people just have their own ideas about people. And they're going to be like, she's an excellent mother. Why are you trying to do this, Kanye? You're just evil.
Most of the time, the court system is not going to remove a child from their mother unless
it's something serious.
Unless the mother is unfit. So if the mother's unfit, then it'll most likely go to the father. But if the mother's doing well,
in Kanye's public image, do you think the court is going to give him full custody of any kids?
You froze a little bit. Okay,
I said, Kanye's public image and his reputation. Do you think that the courts are going to give him full custody of them kids?
I think he can get joint custody, and I think that's okay. That's okay.
But he should not try to go for the gusto. Leave, stop. Don't go for the gusto. Stop it.
Yeah, you're not going to get it. I'm telling you, in California, where everything is half and half, you're not going to get full custody.
And especially against her. Like, you're who you are. She's who you who she is, you did some questionable things in the public.
And if you really didn't want this to happen, you wouldn't have married her in the first place because you knew what it was when you got with her.
He should have Reggie Bush this situation.
So yeah, got in and got out and used the protection while you was there. So anyway,
I think that's wrapping us up. We done got into some things.
Mace, anything that you want to add on the topics that we discussed today?
No, that's about it. I think we got through a lot.
And where can they find you, Mace?
You can find me down to the Instagram at Mace_Moreau and turning hoes into housewife at Mace_Cooks. And here every Monday, reviewing Huntsville on our channel. Let's get into it. And Wednesdays at 8:30, 8:45 Colored People Time. Down to Let's Get Into It. Discussing all the hot topics of the week.
Hey, California Cutie.
Hey, TC.
So y'all can find me on Shadier Room on Instagram, where I keep up mess every day, and I do post news articles. And
yes, and you get it started. You get it started when I like it early in the morning.
Yeah, early in the morning. I like to have that early morning laugh. It really gets your day going. You know, for me, it does. And
it does. I love it. Early in the morning. As soon as I click on, I'll be looking forward to see some mess.
Something stupid, something ridiculous is going to make you laugh. So a lot of people do appreciate that part. Like they say, it's 6 a.m, and I'm laughing. Like, but I think that's a good thing.
That is.
So I will see y'all next time. We will be back next Monday at 8:30-ish for another.
You ask them to hit the like button, subscribe. And we want to thank everyone that's in the chat for hanging out with us.
You run and touch your neighbor. I want to thank Jay Rucker, Cleopatra, Ebony, who showed us a lot of love in the comments. Ebony M.
Hey,
Candace
Ebony M.
Lee, Deborah Cohen, Queen B, California Cutie, and Princess as well was in here.
Yes, CC and our gym twin missed y'all last night.
So we'll see y'all next time on Let's Get Into It, and goodbye. Have a good one. Be safe.